Hey, welcome back to Lenfant's Cocktails. Tonight I want to do 2022 Wrapped. Every year Spotify puts out a list of your top songs, playlists, artists, podcasts, everything. So I figured I would do that for myself for cocktails for the year. And to start that off, I'm going to do my #1 stirred cocktail, the 50/50 Martini. I find myself making the 50/50 Martini a lot this year because one, I've been watching Mad Men, two, it is really delicious and I think I've found the perfect dry vermouth for this. And that is the Carpano Bianco Vermouth. It is rich, delicious, it's full. It doesn't really get lost standing up to the gin. For the gin tonight, we're gonna use Hendrick's Neptunia, and then I like to do a little bit of lemon bitters. Let's go ahead and stir that up. First ingredient will be 1 dash of lemon bitters. Then we'll do 1.5 ounces of our dry vermouth. 1.5 ounces of our Hendrick's gin. Then we'll just add some ice. Give it a good stir. We're just gonna stir that down about 20 to 30 seconds, get it nice and chilled. I really love the 50/50 Martini, equal parts. It really lets each ingredient shine. Unlike a lot of people who go really light on the vermouth, I definitely like it equal parts with my gin. I'll just pour it into our chilled coupe. Get a lemon peel, zest, wipe. Now we just give it a try. #1 stirred cocktail for the year, 50/50 Martini. It's bright, it's lemony. You definitely get a lot of that Hendrick's gin, which has a little bit of a salty, citrusy taste. The dry vermouth really kicking in with all those botanicals, matching really well with the Hendrick's gin. Really delicious and refreshing, and honestly, great to watch Mad Men with. Let's go to the next one. Next up is gonna be favorite quick cocktail. For me, that's a Jameson and ginger. 2 ounces of Jameson, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, fill it with your ginger beer. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, and you can make it right in your glass. 2 ounces of Jameson, 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, drop in some ice, just top it up with some ginger beer. I'm using Fever Tree. Get a quick stir with a Surfside sip. If you want, you can garnish with a little lime wedge. Jameson and ginger. Quick little backstory, my wife and I went to an Irish pub in Tokyo. It was terrible. We had to wait like 45 minutes for our food and drinks, but next to us was a sign for Jameson and ginger, and so I sat there dreaming of a Jameson and ginger for 45 minutes, and I'm glad I did, because honestly this has been a great drink for the year. Cheers. The great thing about this drink is its simplicity, but also delicious flavor. Ginger beer goes really well with this kind of the smoothness of Jameson. They blend together with a little bit of the tartness of that lime. It's delicious, it takes no time to make, and I love it. Next up, most commonly used shaker. For me, that is the Parisian shaker. I only recently got one, maybe May of this year, and it is quickly become my favorite shaker. The Grand Tin is huge. You can easily make 2 cocktails at a time if you're having a party or serving people. It really seals really quickly. You don't have to worry about setting it right like a Boston shaker. And when it's cold, you don't have to worry about it being hard to open. It really does just pull right apart, unlike say a cobbler shaker. I love this shaker. I hope more people get to use it, and you should try one next year. Or now. Now that COVID's giving us a little bit of a break and we're allowed to have parties and people are being social again, I wanted to talk about the most commonly ordered drink when I have cocktail parties, and that's the French 75. I put this on a lot of menus because it's easy for people to approach. It's got gin, lemon juice, champagne, it's delicious. For my French 75 tonight, I'm using a champagne that I have left over from a party. Convenient, actually this is from Thanksgiving. I'm using a Plymouth gin, lemon juice, and a 2-to-1 simple syrup. I like this cocktail personally because it's a good way to use up some champagne, and it really introduces people to gin without being too abrasive, which gin can sometimes be, and it's really fun and easy to drink. Let's get making it. Do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, 1 ounce of gin. Got our ice in there, let's give it a shake. All right, and then we'll take our chilled coupe, pour in our champagne, and then float the drink over it. Then we'll garnish a nice little lemon spiral there. Most commonly made at parties, the French 75. It's carbonated, you get that great champagne taste and the brightness of the lemon juice and a little bit of those botanicals of the gin. The great thing about the French 75 is that it's really inviting to newcomers to cocktails. A lot of people don't like gin, sadly, and when they find a cocktail with gin, they tend to avoid it. But something up and sparkly with champagne tends to draw people in. The French 75 is definitely a hit. One of the last parties I had here at my apartment, we had a run on them and I ran through like a bottle and a half of champagne making them. So highly recommend putting on your menu, the French 75. All right, continuing on with our wrapped favorite spirit of the year. This one was really tough for me because I fell in love with rum, especially the Appleton series of rums. The 15 year is delicious, but I still think whiskey is my favorite, and particularly rye. So this year it is Whistle Pig 12 year. I think this is most exciting to me because I've had Whistle Pig 12 year in the past and I found it to be kind of underwhelming, but I noticed a slight change this year on the label and it says Canadian rye whiskey. I had read before that Whistle Pig sourced their 12 year from MGP, and whether that's true or not, I don't really care. But I will say that the change when it says Canadian rye has been fantastic, and I love this whiskey. This rye has all the good spice notes. It has a good fruity taste to it, and without too much burn, but really easy to sip. And you can make it in cocktails if you so choose, even though it's kind of pricey. It is delicious, especially in like a Vieux Carré, which I made earlier this year. All right, here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. My most commonly made cocktail of 2022 is the grog. I've really been into tiki this year after kind of discovering it. I've really been toying around with a lot of the rums, the fruit juices, the syrups, and I've kind of settled on a few favorite recipes, but I'm just gonna make the one that I've been working on lately, and that's the high-powered grog. For that, I'm using the Hamilton 151, a Hamden overproof Jamaican rum. I have a little bit of Angostura bitters, some honey syrup, and lime juice. Our first ingredient will be 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup. Then I'll do 1 full ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of our Hampton Jamaican rum, and 1 full ounce of our Hamilton 151. Add in our ice. All right, let's just give this a good shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. And we'll just dump that straight into our glass. Pack in some extra crushed ice. We'll add our straw, and then a nice little lime wedge with 2 maraschino cherries for garnish. Here's our high-powered grog. Let's give it a try. As I said, this is high-powered. The first thing you get is that strong Jamaican rum taste from the Hampton, followed by that nice, rich Demerara taste from the 151, but it's not too overpowering that you miss some of the spices of the Angostura bitters and that nice tart lime juice with a little bit of the roundness coming from the honey syrup. I really love the grog format, and the high-powered one is definitely a hit, but really be careful because you're using some high-strength alcohol here. So this is my 2022 wrap. Favorite cocktails, favorite shaker, favorite spirit. Really love the grog. Once again, highly recommend. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And I'm gonna have one of these great cocktails, maybe all of them. See you next time.